Hello and welcome back to my Explaindio Pro 3.0 review and demo series. As you can see here, we have the animation that we created yesterday. I have it open on my screen. Basically, that is the first scene in our animation. And today we're going to create the second scene, which is going to have nothing to do with the first scene, but I just want to continue to build on to our video through the timeline here, and that's mostly for the sake of continuity. So we're going to create a new scene. Click here, create new scene, and as I mentioned in the last video, today we're going to be doing animation. So I'm going to click add animation. You can add your own flash animation or an Explaindio slide. Here are the slides, or the templates I should say, that come with the personal version of Explaindio Pro 3.0, which I have. I do not have the upsell, which adds a whole bunch of additional templates to this library. And as I mentioned, for some of you, that, excuse me for a moment, sorry about that. For some of you, that might be quite helpful because templates frankly make your job a lot easier, especially when they're good templates. So as you can see here, we have different groups of templates, and within each group there are individual slides which you can add one at a time. Basically, each slide represents a scene. So I'm going to come over to the Modern Show slide pack and add slide 1. So I'm going to say add single. And I'm going to tell it that I'm going to tell Explaindio I do not want to sketch this scene into my video. So once again, noise threshold and details threshold do not matter since I am not sketching this. You can also control which scene of the video, or sorry, which frame of the scene you would want to start from. So you could start right here if you wanted, or you can start from frame number 1, which I will be doing. So I'm going to click add. It's going to load it in here, and then I'm going to come out of canvas view and back into the main view. All right. Now this is something that I struggled with a lot, actually, because basically the idea behind a template is that you use the foundation, and you go in and change the individual elements within the template. For example, this was dedicated to XYZ. Obviously, I want to overwrite that. So my problem was, at first, I mentioned in the first video how much I really appreciate the training videos that come with Explaindio 3.0. They're awesome. But for some reason, I could not find how to change this text. So after looking around the different settings here, I finally found the option customize this animation. Seems straightforward enough, but for some reason I missed it. It's under the slide tab, so you're not going to see it if you're under one of these other tabs. But it's here, and when you click on customize this animation, you get 5 new tabs that come up, and one of them you can see is the text that we want to change, and you can change all kinds of properties related to that text. Images, you can choose the background image, the image area, and all kinds of stuff. So basically what I'm going to do is add an image within this placeholder. That's the first thing we're going to do here. Basically, my goal in this is just to show you how you can take a template and modify it for your own purposes. All right. And this is officially now my 4th time using Explaindio 3.0, just to put that on the record. So I'm kind of going through here, and video area. So you can also put, if you use this option here, you can also play a video within the frame here. What we're going to do is, let's see if, I'm doing a little experiment here, and this is the image gallery. Once again, you can add more images to your gallery if you have the upsell. I'm going to go ahead and test something here. We're going to add that image. So that's the background image. That's not what we want. Now let's try to add an image to image area 1. Now I believe this here is defined as image area 1. So I'm going to go in the gallery, and yeah, so it's kind of centered right in there. And if you play with the X and Y offset and scale here, you can make your image larger or smaller, like so. Right? You can move it left or right, so that now I got it a little more centered than it was before. So you have really pretty much freedom to do anything here. All right, so, but I'm going to remove that. I'm going to add my own image. And I'm just going to really pick a random image from my hard drive here. See if I find one that I had earlier. I think it was this. Yeah. That's not my dog or anything, but actually my dog looks almost identical to this one. It's just a picture of a dog from the Animal Rescue Foundation, which is where we adopted our dog as well. And I just so happen to have it on my hard drive. Totally random here. So anyways, you can see once again the X offset, the centering, we can change that. But it looks pretty well centered to me. Even the scaling here, we can kind of make it fill in into the frame just a little bit more. All right, so kind of center it there and bring it up a little bit. All right, see how we can preview everything that we're doing, which is really cool. So it's a live preview, obviously. Let's go ahead and make it just a little bit smaller again. Recenter it. Gonna move it down. Oops, didn't want to do that. Move it downwards just a tad bit. And centering looks about right. Maybe just push it to the right just a couple more clicks there. All right, so we have a picture now. And we have our text. This was dedicated to XYZ. So I'm going to say, instead, I'm going to say this was dedicated to my YouTube followers. So I'm dedicating this whole video series to all of you watching this. We'll call them subscribers, I guess. All right. We can change the font. This is the default. Unfortunately, it doesn't show us a preview of each font this time. So I'm actually going to leave the default as it is. I like the font size. I like the alignment. But we can add some effects, like a shadow effect to it. You know, dark bloom, light bloom. You can do blur. I'm actually going to leave it with no effects at all. And you can also import your own fonts if you have a font that you really like. I'm going to go ahead and save my work, which is just, you know, out of habit every so often, something I like to do. So let's preview just this scene. In order to do that, you can click on Scene Preview, and as you can see, the image comes down with the frame, so everything is in sync. Now, that looks great. However, there's different ways in which you can achieve similar results. For instance, let's say you want to add this picture, but you want to sketch it in. One way I've found that you can do that, first of all, let's remove our image. is come back into Canvas view, and now we're going to add bitmap image. As you can see, you can bring it in from, I guess, using Pixabay or local storage. I'm going to click local storage, and here it is. So as you can see, the sketch outline is there, and I'm going to leave the details as is. All right, and add. Okay, so automatically it's kind of centered. All right, so close Canvas. You see that element up here in our timeline. But why is it not showing up? Well, if you happen to see the first video, you will know that the reason we don't see the image that we just added is because you can see the order of our elements here. This is also the order of our layers. So our new image is literally behind our animation. It's buried behind our animation scene. So what we have to do is click on it. And where was that option? No, there's an easier way to do this. There's an easier way to do this, but I can't think of it, so I'm going to come back into Canvas and click Move Up. Now what that does is it brings it up one layer. So now when we come back here, as you can see, I'm going to preview the scene. It's being sketched in now, but things aren't really in sync, and we definitely need to make our image a little larger. So to do that, we're going to come over here and kind of do the same thing as before. All right, so what we basically want to do is resize and move the image. So we're going to come back into the canvas, and we're going to simply resize this like so. All right, and kind of center it, close canvas, and see where that takes us. So it's not bad. I would make it a little bit larger maybe and move it up a tad bit more. So let's do that, that, and that. Try that out. That's looking good. All right, so that's how you could sketch it in instead. I'm gonna actually remove the image and put it back into the actual animation slide like we had it earlier. All right. That would be, okay. Still getting acquainted with things here, but come over to image. Image area 1 is this. I'm gonna browse and get our image back. Fits right in there. Preview to make sure that everything is looking good still. It does. Now, as I've continued to mention so far in this video series, there are so many different features and things you can do within Explaindio. And just kind of as you watch me use the program and click through these different tabs and see all of these different options, you probably get that idea. Or, you know, even when I come up here, click add new effect, you see like all the many different things you can do. And the scary thing is you can add even more to it with certain add-ons that are available to Explaindio users. But before I close out the second part of this video series, there's one more thing I would like to show you. Let me see if I could get rid of this. There we go. And that is let's see if I can find it, but basically I think it is customize this animation. Well, first of all, you can change your background image. See if we could find an actual image. Oh, these are just clip arts. But you could change this background, this orange background, with anything else you want. But you could do that here. All right, but what I am looking for, okay, here we go, animation. Now, we can change the animation. We can add our own animation in the canvas, or we have animations that are included with Explaindio. To show you this, I'll click on, and just like that, you can see how our background changes. That's one. Here's another. Here's another. There's another one. And another one. So those are all different things you can do. You can add additional animations there as well. You see here. So I think with that said, I think we can wrap it up for this video. I'm going to go ahead and click save. And I think what we're going to do in the next video, part 3, we're going to take a big step forward. Now, after this video ends, you are going to see an outro animation. The reason I'm showing you that outro animation is because I created it with Explaindio 2.0 from scratch about a year ago. And the reason I want to show you that one is because in the third video of this series, I plan on basically creating something like that again. However, obviously we are going to be doing it within Explaindio 3.0 as opposed to 2.0. And so, you know, I just want to kind of show you, for example, I want to give you an example of a video that instead of just playing around in the software like we've been doing so far, I want to actually show you a video that I would use for my business, okay? So that you can have the confidence knowing that Explaindio can indeed create videos for your own business. It's a very robust program, but also very easy to use. I mean, at times you can see me still looking around for certain things, but keep in mind, this is my 4th time using the new version of Explaindio, and I haven't used the old 2.0 in several months. But if I was using one of those Adobe video programs, I would just not have a prayer. I would be lost from the moment the program opens on my computer, and no amount of tutorial videos could probably help me. Whereas here, you know, the tutorial videos are extremely helpful and really have helped me get started and everything I needed. So, okay, so as I said, we're going to wrap it up. This is where I say thank you very much for watching another one of my videos. If you would like to continue to follow along, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I truly appreciate your support. And also, if you click the link below in the description, which will take you to my review page, not only will I get you the best price on Explaindio 3.0 at any point in time, but I will also give you my exclusive bonuses, which are shown on my review page, and you cannot find those anywhere else. And I also give you the freedom to choose your own bonuses if you want. Again, more details are on the review page. In addition to those bonuses, you will receive the vendor's bonuses, which are Andrew Darius's bonuses. Everyone gets those no matter where you end up purchasing Explaindio 3.0 from. So those are not exclusive to me. However, the ones shown on my website are. So there's a lot of bonuses if you purchase through my link, long story short. And that's about all I have for you. So hopefully I will see you in part 3. And thank you again for watching and supporting my channel.
You can't see it, it's electric. woogie woogie.
You gotta feel it. It's electric.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Ooh, it's shaking. It's electric.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Tickle Miss Savannah, she's a puppet like a chicka 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 chicka. She got the boogie. Now you can't hold it. It's electric.
Boogie woogie woogie.